games that that fucking clearly rips off the fucking Kinect or the fucking Nintendo Switch. I'm so goddamn done with Microsoft and its wannabe like drag. Getting ahead of myself. It's it's gonna drag its fucking franchises through the dirt. Hopefully, Diablo survives this because that's my favorite game of all time.
And like Lord of Waldorfheim said, honestly, we need more console companies.
Yeah, yeah. You know what we kind of
Although,
do.
although I feel like if we get more console companies, Microsoft's just gonna buy them all.
Or guys, go build a computer. Start small, but build a computer and join Steam because Steam is where it's at now. Like at the very least, Steam has some fantastic deals, and is currently picking up all the shit that Microsoft and PlayStation are dropping. The
Yeah.
Yeah, you get like the best of both worlds with
Well,
Steam.
that's because Steam is simply like a marketplace for people to deliver their games. So it's not like Steam is acquiring all these people. It's just that like publishers can go to them to distribute their games. It's dope, and that's why they're usually cheap.
Well, to answer Siebes, we need to bring back the OG GameCube. That's the key to world peace. I couldn't agree more. If you could give me a fucking GameCube 4K Wind Waker, I'm set. Twilight Princess, set. Or just, you know what? Whatever Nintendo's bringing out. Literally, Nintendo is probably the fucking savior of the console race right now. Because they haven't really fucked up too much shit recently. And they tend to, like, treat their IPs with respect.
Yeah, they just released Thousand Year Door.
Yeah. I bought it.
Don't worry.
It's kind of a remake, but yeah.
Nintendo is probably just sitting back watching Xbox and PlayStation fall and just being like, ha, I'm gonna win this.
So, all in all, I really don't give a shit about Microsoft's wannabe corporate-led direct. Go ahead and buy Baldur's Gate. Go out there and buy Cyberpunk. And not whatever fucking dumpster fire they're going to try to sell you in June. Because those games are actually good. Fuck Microsoft. Moving on. Fuck Sony as well. So, Square is pissed at Sony. This is almost unheard of in the fucking gaming world. But Square's gonna they're breaking their exclusive contract with Sony. They're done. After their release of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, not meeting the expectations because it was console exclusive, Square basically said, we're fucking done with you. We're going to make all Final Fantasies from here on out available on all platforms. Which is kind of a big thing.
So what you're telling me is exactly what I was just saying. Nintendo's just sitting back watching Xbox and Microsoft and Sony fall apart.
Yeah, I mean, those two companies are basically trying to swing their dick bigger than the other. But at the end of the day, they're both kind of shitty. I mean, like if you're gonna wow, there's a new Call of Duty coming out this year.
They're old and wrinkly.
Yeah, they're old and wrinkly. They're boomers. They're boomer consoles. All right, it's time to move on. We need a new console, or just like fucking Steam needs to release a console. And then the what?
They have the Steam Deck.
Yeah, but I mean like a 4K one.
A real console.
Yeah.
I feel you.
So this one is right up fucking Jordan's alley because I kind of want to hear what he has to say about this. Sony tried to force gamers to create PlayStation Network ID and link them to Helldivers.
Yeah. Do you want me do you have anything else on that, or do you want me to start?
Oh no, you know what? I'll go ahead and give the overview, and I want to hear your take. Here's the thing: you might not think that's that big of an idea, right? Like Okay, whatever. I'll just make a PlayStation Network ID. Yeah. A lot of countries can't make PlayStation IDs, but got sold Helldivers. So now they have this game that they bought that they can't play. And
Yeah.
like they gave Sony the money, they can't refund it, they can't do any of that shit. They now just sit there with fucking Helldivers on their computer. Gamers were angry. Like really
I
fucking
can
angry.
imagine.
They
Yeah.
predictably a lot of them attacked Arrowhead, which is like you went after the wrong fucking person, you know. But it got through to Sony eventually, and Sony retracted their decision. So Jordan, what's your thoughts?
No, I mean you covered it well, man. Yeah, it's kind of sad to see this, man, because Sony used to be the company that like I respected. It's like the gamers console. Microsoft slowly started to go. Their little pep talks and gamer showcases turned into like you can have ESPN on the side of your screen while you're gaming, so you can watch ESPN, and it slowly became this console that like they wanted it to be more than just for gaming, right? Where PlayStation for the most part has been like, yo, we're a gaming company. We have good exclusives, and we're this is what the console is meant for, is playing games. And so it's nuts to see them fucking kind of do this shit because they also canceled. Well, Naughty Dog canceled it, but I don't know. They're based in the Sony world still, but like Naughty Dog canceled their The Last of Us Online too. And I bought a PlayStation because I thought that was going to be coming out on it. So if anyone needs a PlayStation 5, I'm selling one. So feel free to hit me up because I don't fucking need that fucking paperweight essentially. But yeah,
Oh, I
dude,
can ask my friend.
it's
Not one.
nuts. It's nuts what they're doing. Because yeah, Sony's just tone deaf, and sadly Arrowhead is just in the bed with the devil sort of situation. Because I think they were somewhat funded to make Helldivers too.
Well, I mean, they're exclusive to Sony. Like Sony
Yeah.
produced the game. That's why you won't see it on a Microsoft console. So you're right. They were in bed with the devil. It was like, whoa, wait,
Yeah.
hey, hold on. What?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, we're lucky that they released it on PC, but yeah, I think so. It's the whole thing is Sony just wants to gather data. I don't know what kind of data they're gathering from that all that, but yeah, I mean, it's just
They're
nuts.
gathering all the secrets.
If they were gonna do it, they should have done it from the start. Um,
They
and then
shouldn't have
even
sold the fucking game. The whole
yeah,
thing is a scam at that point.
yeah,
It's like saying it's like fucking Microsoft.
yeah. No, I mean they are bad. Like they're making Nintendo look real honest. Like Nintendo is truly the last gamers console. You can't buy anything else on the Switch. You know, they're not trying to make you do weird shit and whatnot. So it's just it's strange, but yeah, they shouldn't have. They really shouldn't have because like when I first bought Helldivers on Steam, it did ask me, "Hey, do you want to connect your console?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, fuck it, I don't give a shit." And then they disabled it, I guess, and then like all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, actually, yeah, you have to do this." It's like, dude, I bought this game on Steam. Like, I didn't buy it on PlayStation. I bought it on Steam. I shouldn't be required to do shit. I think you could get refunds on Steam though, so that is good.
Yeah.
Hey Jordan, I have a question for somebody who's asking me, how much are you selling the PlayStation for?
You
I,
know what?
I
This
don't.
is Jordan's marketplace, so go ahead.
Yeah, I don't. I don't know yet. I'll text you after.
Yeah.
And I'll talk to my wife to make sure she wants to sell it because I think
Oh,
she's
okay.
been playing some games. But yeah, I really think I might sell it because it's just I don't touch it, and if they're not gonna release. I don't know when the fuck Last of Us 3 is gonna come out. It could be 5 years from now. Or they could cancel that too. You know.
I mean,
So
I wouldn't put it past them. Like companies are just canceling good shit left and right, and it's getting to a point where all games are either going like the way of Overwatch or Fortnite because that's going to make them fucking money. You know, like
Well,
Call of Duty
yeah,
is going the way of Fortnite, where it's like, yeah, it's drop you in a giant map, blah 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 blah.
yeah.
Oh,
I
buy
mean,
this skin so everyone can see you as fucking Lilith.
yeah, or everyone can see you as Groot. Yeah, it's just like I really like live service games. I like them as a platform. Like I love what Helldivers is doing. Like what Arrowhead is doing. Like where it's things are constantly changing. They're releasing new constant like content constantly, and it's the gamers get the decision. But yeah, just a lot of the bullshit that's coming with it is the business jargon. That's kind of fucking things up. It's just sad to see.
So that being said, now that all the negative shit's out of the way, um, and I say this purely to the devs. I don't, not the overarching fucking corporations in charge. My game of the month now is Diablo 4. And I know what you all are thinking. All he fucking does is talk about Diablo 4 and how great Diablo 4 is.
No, it's all right.
But you're gonna
I just
hear
don't have a
me.
care for it.
You're gonna hear me say this one time and one time only on stream here and now. Past this point,
He's adopted.
I will never say it again. Sometimes Reddit is right. Reddit,
Wait, did you really just say that?
never
Oh, I
saying it
need to
again.
clear my.
Never
I
saying it
shouldn't
again.
have cleared my ears. You should say that again.
Nope. Reddit dogged the developers of fucking Reddit is rarely right. Yes, I am 100%. That's not the real Kenny.
Yeah, we just got this is an
Yeah.
AI voice. Because there's
Hello,
no way.
comrades.
He's
Reddit
starting,
is
he's
great
starting to
company.
sound very uplifting like me, where he's giving something a chance. I'm confused. Help.
Listen, I know I just broke all your minds, so we're gonna let that sink for a second. Reddit dogged the Diablo developers. They released Diablo 4. I was fine with Diablo 4. So, and each season got progressively better. Reddit wouldn't shut the fuck up each season, and I was the one that would constantly get banned from the boards by being like, dude, chill. Diablo fixes itself within a year. So technically, I'm right here as well. But a year later, Diablo 4 just released its best season yet, Season 4, where they just went, fuck it, we'll make it Diablo 3. They got
And
so
you convinced
tired.
Lord of all Warframes to play.
Yeah, I even got Lord of Old Warframes to play. Uh, the developers got tired of hearing all the bitching and shit like that, so they made it far more arcadey. You're far more powerful. The loot is far more simplified, and shit actually matters now. You can actually go in there and tweak your gear like a fucking madman, like you could in Diablo 3. Instead
My
of
only
just
complaint is I can't use my god level character in the new season.
your character sucks dick. Here's the thing. When you've had your character before, they had legacy loot. That loot sucks. All the loot that you get now from here on out is far, far better than anything you could get in the previous seasons.
Well, he was just cooler, so I mean.
The way you drop things on Micah is just fucking. Your
This is
gear
what I have to
fucking
deal with
sucks,
having
Micah.
like-
Jesus Christ!
I love you, buddy.
I can see why you got banned
Alright, I
from
love you too.
Reddit.
No.
No. I love Micah. Listen, Micah, in some alternate universe, your
I
character is
think he's
probably
getting
more
mixed
powerful.
feelings here. I'm confused.
My synapses are broken because I had to say the fucking thing.
Say it again.
Nope, I'm not saying
Say
it
it
again.
again.
Listen,
Say it again.
I have tried to be nice to him every once in a while, but it almost inevitably comes like this is. I guess this is how our family shows love to each other. We're just like mean.
Yeah, it's very hard for him to love me
We're pretty vicious.
because I'm so much kinder than him now.
So that being said, his character does suck dick. But it doesn't now. If you come in with a fucking
Well, your
necromancer,
character looks funny.
yeah, like the hot. Anyway,
This is like
oh my
ash
god.
trap, freaking ash trap,
Okay,
ash trap.
it's a strape. Listen, guys, I
It's ash
made
trap.
a
You're
character.
taking them off the rails. Let Crook talk.
I named a character Astrape because it was a Greek goddess of fucking lightning that served Zeus. And then my friend Lord immediately went, "Your character's name is Ass Trap." And I was waiting for someone to report it so I could change it because you technically can change it in the game. But no, 2 weeks later, it's still Ass Trap.
Trap's a good name.
But she's pretty hot, yeah. So anyway, props to Diablo 4. The developers turned it around. I feel like this is a good jumping off point for where Diablo can start to get weird. And I think for the seasons from here on out, we're going to see an evolution of, like, I would say a perfect fucking live service game. Because what Blizzard does really well is it releases its, like, patch notes, and then how late are you going to be streaming? I don't know. These can go like somewhere between 2:30,
Yeah,
2.5 to 3 hours sometimes.
yeah. I hope not 3, but yeah, 2.5 hours probably. Usually, what, like 1? It'll probably be 1 a.m. Eastern. A
Yeah.
little bit later than that.
Although I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to Micah. I think the
Well,
video game
I
section is.
wanted to say that your ash trap goddess, you failed. Okay, she's a lightning. She has lightning. You did fire and ice, but that's all I want to say.
And yet technically, my sorceress named Pyra is gonna be an ice sorceress. My sorceress named Ashtrap is now a fire sorceress. I guess I'm just gonna make a fucking ice sorceress or a lightning sorceress named Elsa next.
You should. I think that's pretty
Okay.
good.
I really fucking should.
Just confuse people.
Oh yeah, movies and TV. Let's go. Okay, first one. I actually thought I was gonna watch a lot more of this. The Tales of the Empire. I barely got through the first episode before I got distracted by another TV series.
Is
But
this the one with the
I
hot
honestly,
wasp chick that you got distracted by?
yeah. um, but I gotta see. The only thing I saw in this episode is General Grievous just kill an entire town, the droid army. That was pretty much it. After that, it was just kids running around. But so I don't know fully how this was because I was hoping that I would have more on it, being hoping that I was gonna watch it, but I did not. So yeah,
Don't worry, Micah. I got you, dude. When that
okay.
came out, I watched to episode 2 before getting distracted. And I can tell you this episode 2 was pretty good. I don't know what I got distracted by, but I guess it was better than Star Wars Empire Tales.
Is they is what is this? So this like another mini series for Star Wars? Like, or is each episode connected, or are they just like little stories?
I think this one's actually connected because so far, from what I've seen from other people saying it, is that there's like two main characters
Okay.
going two different paths. They go through most of the story, I believe.
And this is
And then,
animated, or is it
yeah, it's
real?
animated. It's like Tales of
Animated.
the Jedi, just Tales of the Empire.
See,
Oh, okay.
I think they kind of fucked up though. Like Tales of the Jedi worked so well because they were actually Tales of the Jedi. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't a serialized series. You know, it wasn't like 2 or 3 connected episodes. It was here's an episode about Ahsoka. Here's an episode about Count Dooku. Whereas Tales of the Empire is like 2 or 3 connected episodes. And
Yeah.
I've always been of the type that's like one and done. I believe South Park is best when its episodes don't rely on overall narrative.
That I can agree with. I did like Tales of the Jedi just because it was separate. just knowing that it has a storyline. I guess it just never interested me because the only like character that I know from the first episode was General Grievous getting his own little like story, like tiny little tale in that series that was maybe like 5 minutes long.
Well,
other than that, I haven't recognized any of the others.
the chick Morgan. So the first couple episodes actually describe Morgan's rise to power. Morgan
Oh, okay.
may not sound like official to you, but she was in the Mandalorian. She's the one that Mando fought on the planet with Ahsoka Tano, and later joined Admiral Thrawn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's about her first meeting Thrawn and like pairing up with him.
Oh yeah, cool.
Man, it's crazy how much fucking Star Wars content they really just pumped out. Like, you think about it, like over like what 30 years, they made the original 3+3+3 9 movies, and then Disney acquired them and said, "Here we fucking go."
Dude, Disney
You know?
needs to pump the fucking brakes.
Yeah,
It's
they
like
need to chill.
like every
They need-
single month is a new Marvel or a new like Star Wars, like whatever the fuck. It's
Yeah.
like you've saturated the market at this point.
I've just stopped watching because I don't have the fucking time. Like,
Wait,
I
what
don't have the
new
time to
Marvel
watch.
came out?
I don't.
No,
I
well,
don't know
no,
what
it
new
didn't.
Marvel.
But it's just an example.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, like it just feels like there's so much. It's overwhelming. I'm like, I can't. Like I stopped. I said, okay, I can't. I stopped watching Mandalorian. I didn't watch Obi-Wan. I didn't want, if they release another Visions, fuck that shit. I ain't doing that shit again. Like, it's just too much. It's like, chill, make some quality content, and stop just like fucking milking this cow repeatedly. Like, let it produce some stuff. I'll go ahead, man.
So the funny thing, to go on that comment, Disney has posted really to nothing this month. Like, because every time I hop on to the to watch my show, 15 Seconds with Wasp, a joke from last night. No, 2 nights ago. I would always check the new thing, like the new list. All that's like barely appeared is like one or two documentaries. That's it.
wait, are you
Like
talking
Disney
about
has.
when I said I was gonna take the picture of Wasp for 15 minutes, and then my brother was like, "It'll probably be more like 15 seconds."
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
You know, it's efficiency. All right, guys, that's what I aim for. But
Hey,
go
you
on.
know what? I did it with a cookie. Shut up.
God damn it!
I'm sorry. It came out fast.
What the fuck does that even mean? You know what? Actually, never mind.
We
Let's
don't want to
continue on.
know. Let's just continue on. I don't know what they do in Montana, but I don't want to know.
Listen, there's this old Texas/Montana saying, and it's if the rooster ain't producing eggs, then how you going to get milk?
What?
Yep.
That's a good saying.
All right.
Thank you. I feel smarter for hearing that.
And also Lord of all the door frames. No, I did it with. I ate the cookie while doing it. Okay. Multitasking.
I don't think you realize what you're saying here.
Oh, I know what I'm saying.
You guys are wild.
This is too much information. Let's continue on with whatever the fuck you were talking about.
Is there anything more on the Empire Tales that you want us to know, Micah?
No.
Is it a yay or a nay?
It's a nay.
Oh yeah, bro.
Jay Gazes, what the fuck am I listening to? That's a good question, Jay Gazes.
Montanians. That's what you're listening to.
You're still here. You're still here, Gazes, so you must enjoy it.
Smash that subscribe button. Hit that like.
Yeah. YouTuber. But yeah, now my next thing is the Bad Batch. This is probably like the 5th to like 4th time I've talked about this, which I know I talk about it a lot because
Yeah, I know
it's a
how
really great
many
show.
how much can you talk about this, Micah?
Well, since the new season came out, last time I answered, I was like first few episodes, last podcast. This podcast, I'm going to talk mainly about close to the ending. It was a great ending. The entire final episode leaves you on the edge of your seat the entire time. Like, not going to lie. I was impressed with it, and it was a great ending and a very unexpected ending. And then a little hint that was like in the middle of the series too. There was the shadow clones. I'm calling them the shadow clones because I forgot what they're called. But they basically are like very enhanced like battle clones that are really cool. They kind of matched the Bad Batch to it and kind of just made them assassins.
Listen, Micah, we're tired of hearing about the same thing over and over again. Okay,
Oh, don't worry.
guys.
Bad Batch is over. This was the last episode it'll ever release. So
But
Ever?
seriously, guys,
yeah.
go buy Diablo 4. We'll be talking about it the new season in August when it drops.
Yeah, yeah. We wait.
Jordan's just like
Okay,
caught in a
wait.
time loop.
I want to know. This is the last. They aren't making any more Bad Batch.
Nope. The final episode ended with it, and it was like,
Well,
"Yep,
don't
this is
spoil
it."
it.
Well, I'm
But
not, but it was like, "Yeah, this is
holy
it." I was
shit,
like,
that's kind of
"Oh."
crazy, man. Because people fucking love the Bad Batch. Like,
Well, like me personally, I'm glad that they ended it with how they ended it
you know,
because it just
in 2
what?
months, I'm gonna ask you how it ended. Okay.
Okay.
On the podcast. So, because I don't have I won't have the time to watch it, but I definitely want to know what's up.
Hey, I'm
So,
pretty sure that's Hank. He wants to know no more Bad Patch.
Yep. No more Bad Patch.
Is that what you guys
No more
call it?
Bad Patch.
is it the
Bad
Bad
Patch?
Patch?
Yeah, the Bad Patch. It patches you up, you know. It patches you up very horribly, you know. It's called the Bad Patch.
So it's like still pursuing its doctorates.
Yeah, it's also like Admiral Thong, like Lord of all Darkness.
I thought it was
earlier.
Admiral. I thought it was Admiral Prawn, like a big shrimp, big Sith Empire shrimp, just fucking
Admiral
murdering
Prawn?
people.
I would pay
Yeah.
to see that. This is like, why isn't this a thing? You know, make
It
food
probably
out of the
exists.
Star Wars characters.
Exactly.
What
I mean,
would Obi
Admiral
Wan be?
Akbar is like a fucking giant squid or something. So
It's Admiral Calamari.
yeah.
Obi-Wan, the child chaser. That's what he would be
Obi
in the
Obi-Wan
Obi-Wan
the
series.
What do you mean by that?
No.
In the Obi-Wan
What do you
series,
mean
he
by
chases
that?
Leia.
Okay, no. Okay,
What do
look.
you?
Just because he became an old man on the desert that perved on a kid for like 12 years does not mean that Obi-Wan is a...
She didn't perv a kid. What the? He's not Drake, okay? Like Jesus Christ. Like what? Obi-Wan the child chaser. See, this is why
Sorry.
this is why they shouldn't have sold the fucking Disney. Because then I would have never had to have heard Obi-Wan the child chaser come out of Micah's fucking mouth. Jesus.
Look, all he did was sit in the desert and watch a kid for like 12 years. Okay, that happens with Obi-Wan, apparently. The child chaser.
When Obi-Wan does it, it's okay. When I do it, I go to jail. Fucking
Exactly.
bullshit. Jesus.
Now that I'm 18, I can't do it no more.
Yeah.
I kind of hope you never did it in the first place, but we'll move on.
It was just a child watching a child before, so yeah, Micah.
Exactly.
Now that you're 18, you can go to jail for that. So
Hashtag
welcome to the real world.
Cancel Crook 2024.
Do you have anything else on Bad Batch, brother?
No, that's pretty much it without spoiling anything. So,
what's going on here?
okay, next thing is Star Wars: The Skeleton Crew. Nobody entirely knows about it, except for it's mainly going to be a bunch of kids trying to survive, from my understanding. And I don't know, I kind of just added it to it because it's more just Star Wars news, and I don't really know much about it. But it's supposed to come out this year. Haven't seen anything about it though. So
Man, it's almost like Star Wars: The Skeleton Information Crew.
I know, right?
You
Bill
know,
did.
I would love for Star Wars to like do a series where you get to learn more about like just the normal people living in the universe, you know? Like kind of like the Belters and everything. But I don't know.
Dude,
Okay, so another kid with like another show with children in it essentially.
Yep. Yep. Pretty much.
honestly,
Damn.
I want to see a Star Wars series where like a dude goes home at the end of the day and plays a game about a guy being an accountant in America.
What?
Because we're always playing games about Jedi, you know. It's like,
Do you think America exists in the Star Wars universe?
actually, let me push my glasses
Oh.
up my nose,
Oh shit.
and
Oh,
lay
you brought
some
out Nerd Kenny.
and lay out some dirt on you all. Okay. If you look at Star Wars Episode 2, you will very clearly see the ETs within the Star Wars Senate um, helping Admiral Padme. Now, if you think about that, that means that ET landed on our planet and had magical powers. So you could almost say that ET was a Jedi.
Oh, are you serious? ET's in in episode 2?
Yeah, you actually see him as like one of the. You see his species represented on the Galactic Senate.
Huh.
I'm guessing that after ET landed on our planet, he actually told the Empire, was like, blow this planet up, please.
Yeah.
They put me in a fight.
Yeah, come fucking blow these fuckers up.
And that's why you never see America in Star Wars. It's because they blew it up.
This wouldn't surprise me, honestly.
ET act all nice to that kid. He was like, nope, this planet sucks. After he left. And just
Actually,
left.
knowing our planet, they'd probably try to strike a deal with fucking Palpatine.
Yeah, I was about to say, I bet Palpatine. There's now it's now canon that like Palpatine and Trump were homies at one point.
So true. See? And now we brought it back around.
Yep. Well, cool. Are you,
Uh,
you good to move on?
yeah. Now, my next thing is Ahsoka Season 2. There has been rumors about it, and it's most likely going to happen. And it's also... Oh,
That kind
never
of
mind.
looks like
I went
Andor.
ahead. Yeah. Never mind. Andor Season 2. I skipped ahead. Wait, what do you expect? There's 2 A's there, okay? I can't read minds.
Did Ahsoka
But, yeah.
transition? I mean, like, what's happening here?
Yeah, she became a guy. It's
Okay.
all right.
I mean,
No.
it could just be another character from the show. That's what I assume.
Exactly.
So you have to go.
But no, this is supposed to be Andor Season 2. There's supposedly rumors about it. Don't know much more about it. It's another kind of like
Okay.
Star Wars skeleton crew. They haven't really
Alright.
entirely like been like, hey, this is what we're doing. Hey, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
But
You're delivering news to the homies. I like it, man.
yeah.
No, you're scouring the depths of the internet. Cool.
Yeah. So okay.
He's kind of cute. What do you rate him on a scale of 1 to 10?
What?
Crook, you go first.
Let's see. Andor, he's dashing. He's got that roguish appeal.
Yeah, dude.
He looks good. So, but you know, you can't really just give anybody a 10. I'd probably give him like an 8 or a 9.
Yeah.
Right up there with Poe.
Yeah, dude, he's got that like Pedro Pascal kind of face. Like it's like where it's like, I don't know, like you saw him on the street, you wouldn't be like, that guy's like handsome, but then like you really like him, you're like, yeah, dude, he's pretty handsome.
But then you're like, hey, I could probably start some shit with that dude. He looks like he's ready to throw
like,
down.
We could be homies.
Are we dating Star Wars men now? What?
No, I just wanted to know your opinion, man. Come on, don't make it.
I haven't watched Andor, so I mean.
You haven't seen Andor?
No,
I haven't even finished Ahsoka yet. Okay.
Andor's the best fucking Star Wars show out there since Rogue One. God damn, I'm fucking.
Brooke, I haven't seen it either. So, but I think you
I
probably
hate all
expect
of
that
you.
out of me. I'm
Well, Kenny, have you watched whatever show I suggested a while ago?
Yeah, did you watch
Oh, the
Ninjago?
Ninja Turtles show
Oh, you
yet?
didn't? Oh,
Have you
yeah.
watched 2012 Ninja Turtles yet?
I can probably say the story of a Republic spy who does
So
not want
that's
to
a
be a
no.
Republic spy doing shit that does not make him look good is probably a little bit better than Ninja Turtles. You
I'm
should go watch
offended.
Andor.
That's a bold
You should go
statement.
watch the Ninja Turtles.
Have you seen Cyberpunk yet?
No, because my mom, as I was explaining to Jordan, my Netflix subscription was actually canceled a while ago. So I've been watching Netflix off my mom's account, and I personally do not want to watch Cyberpunk on my mom's account in case my siblings get curious, because one of the first scenes involves sex
Well, actually,
in
my
VR.
Netflix
So
account got canceled too, and so I'm using my mom's Netflix account, and I don't really want to watch Ninja Turtles on my
I
mom's
mean, good
Netflix
thing it's
account
on Voodoo.
in
I mean,
case
good thing it's on Voodoo. You
my
know.
dad gets curious and decides to watch Ninja Turtles.
Y'all are fucking wild. Nah, Micah's got a point though. He does have a point, but he could just go watch it illegally on a streaming site. So I don't know.
I mean, I could. The
Yeah.
last time I did that, I accidentally clicked on one of the female ads. And it was like, nah, nope, I'm good.
Accidentally, the man says.
30 minutes later, this was a mistake.
We'll carry. We'll move on.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, what you were originally talking about when we
Ahsoka
first went to
season
Andor.
2. Again, rumors, because, I mean, yeah. It's also not entirely been confirmed yet, but I'm guessing this one is most likely going to happen. Also, Lord of All Door Frames. I have seen the Star Wars Zombie game because we didn't entirely answer that question. I just haven't played it.
Wait, is Lord of the? Is he talking about the fan made one?
What
Oh,
Star
I
I
Wars
can't
can't
read
Zombie?
remember.
chat, so. But we'll carry on. Lord can answer me.
Probably the Death Troopers one. Fan made, yeah.
Yeah,
He
it's
said
fan made.
that.
Oh yeah, yeah. It looks kind of crazy. It's cool what some devs can do.
Look,
But
Ahsoka season 2 has to be made because there was that scene in Ahsoka 1 that cemented a sequel, and that was when Sabine leaned over while going down the road really quick. And you just got that beautiful fucking view of her ass. So I'm just like, season 2 is already in the can, and I mean that in a fucking. I got nothing.
but yeah, also another thing is if Ahsoka season 2 does happen, it's rumored to lead to the next Star Wars movie, which moving on to the next Star Wars movie is going to be called Mandalorian and Grogu. That's supposed to be the next movie in progress.
Movie?
So,
Like they're gonna
yeah.
go to theaters?
Yep, they're going to take Mandalorian and Grogu to theaters.
Dude.
Let's just hope
Okay.
they don't screw it up. That's my thing. Because for
I
some
mean,
reason Disney sucks with the movies, but doesn't suck with the TV shows.
That's because Disney follows the same formula. Mark my words. This is what's going to happen. Mandalorian and Grogu are going to go off on some adventure. They're going to get caught into something a little bit bigger than they think they should be. It's going to end up fighting this big war. The enemies are going to win for a little bit, and it's going to look to us like everyone's going to lose. But then out of nowhere, some fucking cameo side character is going to come in and save the day alongside the Mandalorian, and they're going to win.
dude, now
Yeah.
the Mandalorian is gonna die in the movie, and you're gonna be wrong.
And then that's how he
Actually, yeah, that would
became
be so.
Joel in The Last of Us, so I'd be okay with that too.
Yeah.
And
That's
then we'll
cool.
move on because I don't
Well,
really have much more.
is this about the movie?
Yeah, it was mainly just the Ahsoka and Mandalorian and Grogu were did. So we
Oh.
kind of just I was talking about Mandalorian and Grogu because yes, that's part of the movie. The next thing is Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy. We can always count on Lego Star Wars being funny, which clearly they're gonna make it funny because they're bringing back Jedi Bob from like an old Lego set from a while back. He was the original story is he was a Jedi that a random Jedi called Jedi in a random Lego set for Star Wars. And that was pretty much it. And everybody was just like, "Oh, this is Jedi Bob."
And so he's
And
getting his own
then
show.
yes, but the whole reason behind the Rebuild the Galaxies is kind of like the multiverse a little bit, which they're including a Sith, like a black man. Shoot, Milano. No, not Milano. Manelian Falcon. There we go.
Moana?
Yeah, sure. They're making a black Manelian Falcon for like, and the main character that drives that is going to be Darth Jar Jar. So you get to see evil Jar Jar as a Sith Lord.
I would 100% buy a black Millennium Falcon set.
Well, supposedly that's actually going to be a Lego set.
Wait,
Well,
are
of
you
course it
serious?
is. Yes.
Darth Jar Jar?
Yes, they're
They're called
making an evil Jar Jar Binks.
okay,
It's
but
a
it's
Sith
not
Lord.
Jar Jar Binks.
It
It's
is
the
Jar Jar
multiverse
Binks.
of him.
He's
How
a
do,
Yeah.
he's
It's
a
not the multiverse.
Gungan or whatever. A Gungan.
Jar Jar Binks is a Sith Lord. Listen,
Well,
okay.
no, here's how it's the multiverse because it's the whole entire galaxy is collapsing on itself and then rebuilding itself. That's like the whole.
Oh, so it is actually Jar Jar Binks.
Yes,
Yeah.
because he's a Sith Lord. Have you never heard that fan theory?
I have. It's a. I don't even think it's a fan theory. I think it's canon.
It is canon.
100%.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense that a fucking dumb fish could you just like I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
There's no way a dumbass can stumble his way through 3 fucking films, end up taking the seat of Padme Mayberry, and vote on behalf of Naboo. Like,
yeah,
there is no way
he's
that
not
happened.
dumb as Steve says. Jeez Louise.
yeah.
He's not. Well, okay. He's not dumb, but he's clumsy. And
I also think. Oh, go ahead.
I
Go
don't
ahead.
think
Sorry,
Naboo would put him in charge of their planet. Like, he doesn't exactly have. Okay, actually, Siebes, I'm on your side, and hear me out. Jar Jar isn't dumb. Jar Jar is incredibly smart because Jar Jar is a Sith Lord. Because every single event that sidelined the trilogy of films and escalated the war can be traced back to him. He gave the power of authority to Emperor Palpatine. I mean, like, and I can come up with other excuses, but
I believe it. I haven't watched those 3 movies yet, but I believe it.
What?
I know.
What the fuck? Okay.
Micah, wait, really?
You haven't
Yeah,
seen Star Wars 1, 2, and 3, but you've seen The Bad Batch?
I grew up with Luke Skywalker, so it just weirds me out watching. Because I watched a little bit of the first one. It just kind of weirds me out. I don't know why, but
What? Luke has
That's
nothing
very-
to do with the first one.
That's very interesting, honestly, because like I grew up with like essentially 1, 2, and then 3 whenever it did come out, like as I was a teenager. But like I'd watched the originals, but like I didn't really know like what was going on because I was like a young kid. But it's crazy that you've never watched 1, 2, and 3, but you watched 4, 5, and 6.
And The Bad
yeah,
Batch.
basically my dad was just well, like my stepdad. He was like, "Hey, we got these movies. We're just gonna watch them one day," and then we watched all 4, 5, and 6 back
Yeah.
to back. I
Yeah,
just kind of grew up liking that.
That's
So
kind of nuts.
Well, Micah, 1, 2, and 3 sucked when it first came out, but then 7, 8, and 9 dropped, and we realized how good 1, 2, and 3 actually were. Because compared to good shit, they're actually just
Oh
trash.
yeah, oh yeah. Debatably though, 2 and 3 have the best like lightsaber fighting ever.
Oh,
I would say.
100%.
Like yeah,
Well,
which
like I
is
haven't
the
even
redeeming thing
seen
for me. Go ahead.
I haven't even seen the Clone Wars yet, and I've watched the Bad Batch. Okay.
I
Dude,
don't. You're just creating your own Star Wars order.
Crook, do you
What's
remember when
happening?
they first released the animated like Clone Wars series? The
Yes.
one that was like 5 minutes long, like they were shorts. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. No. What you're talking about? The Tarvatsky films. The
Yeah,
one.
like they were all really short, like they were 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, it was Gennady Tarvatsky, I think it is. The guy who created
Yeah,
Samurai Jack made them.
yeah, dude, I can't tell you how disappointed as a child though I was when I saw ads for all of them, and then I watched them and I was like, well, and I even looked at it on the TV guide because I was like, why is it listed like as this like tiny little slot? And I remember watching the first one and being like, this is the fucking best. And then it ended and I was like, what the fuck? Like why are they only 5 minutes long? Like my little pea brain
And
child mind couldn't.
nowadays, you'd be
Yeah.
like, God, it's 5 minutes long. I don't have time
Yeah.
for that.
I don't fucking have time for this. Yeah, I gotta go change another diaper or, you know, contemplate my life.
You know what's great for dads? Just overall,
What?
Diablo 4. Okay, it's a very easy game to jump into and out of whenever you want. All right, it requires no effort.
He's not even a dad, so I wouldn't take that advice from him.
You can use logic, but that's pretty funny though. But yeah, no, those were really good though. Also talking about those, if you ever the show Primal is also made by the same guy. Very good, very good. But yeah, well, cool. Do you want to move on
Well, actually, I have a couple more things.
for
As I
Lego Star
said
Wars?
earlier,
Micah
yeah,
hasn't
for
seen The
Leia Star Wars.
Godfather 1 and 2, but he loves 3. Look, you gotta
I've
watch
never seen The Godfather.
all the Star Wars films, okay?
Okay, fine.
After you watch Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Like, I think you could get away with Star Wars more than you could Cyberpunk Edge Runners. But yeah.
Wow. Opinion much?
Because I know Cyberpunk. There are dildos everywhere in Cyberpunk. You can't walk 5 feet without picking up a fucking dildo in that game. I love
I
the
think that
game,
says a
though.
lot more about you than it does the game, to be honest.
You know what?
Yeah,
I
but
just love fucking dildos in Cyberpunk.
Okay.
So it's like my favorite thing.
Mike, go ahead.
yeah,
Go
but
ahead,
along
brother.
with Darth Jar Jar, we get Jedi Darth Vader, who's just literally a white Darth Vader. Like
Oh,
same clothes, same everything, just white.
that's cool.
Yeah, he was shown in the rumored Lego set for the Black Millennium Falcon with Darth Jar Jar. He kind of just sat there in the character list, but
Hmm.
so it's gonna be interesting. But yeah, okay, I'll move on now. Now we're going to the old talks for all the old people here, including me. Don't worry. My first movie on the old talks is Solo, one I actually saw and I enjoyed it. I know. I think Kenny liked it too.
I like
Guessing because
Solo.
he's talked about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought it was good too. I think people gave it too much criticism.
yeah,
I think everyone expected him to be Harrison Ford, but, you know, Disney can only work miracles for about 5 minutes, and
Yeah.
then
yeah.
and then it's got to be an old ass Harrison Ford. Like he did a good
It's
job
kind of
as
like
young Han
Mark
Solo.
Hamill. Like if you looked at Mark Hamill's like AI generated face in The Mandalorian, it was weird.
Yeah, it's bizarre. Like it's okay. There's something called the uncanny valley, Micah, and that's when computer meets reality. But our brains are so fucking hardwired to see like human faces that we'll look for imperfections. And typically we'll find it. It's when you're looking at like AI artwork or digitally de-aged person, we see it. We can't quite place what it is, but we know it's there.
Or Skinwalkers.
Or Skinwalkers.
Or Shimar, yeah. But yeah, so I had to add Solo on there because it's one I watched. And now my next one is Rogue One, which I actually also enjoyed.
Rogue One is awesome.
Too.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Rogue One is really good.
another show that's a lot like Rogue One.
I'm sure. Isn't Andor in there too? Like he's in Rogue One.
Yeah.
Then we got the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy.
Yeah, but how can you put this on here when you haven't seen them?
What do you do? Yeah, what is this?
I said old talks, and I said for the old people. That includes you too.
The old people?
The old people.
Listen, Zoomer, okay?
I'm sorry.
You wouldn't have the fucking Bad Batch if you didn't have 4, 5, and 6, and 1, 2, and 3. You need to go watch the goddamn trilogies, and then we can talk old people talk.
Yeah, dude. Okay. It was my birthday yesterday. I turned just 31. Okay, I'm not that old.
Oh, happy birthday!
Thank you, old man.
Well, late birthday technically, but happy birthday!
Hold on, I gotta go yell at some kids to get off my lawn. I'll be right back.
See, I'm better than Kenny because I actually said happy birthday, but he hasn't yet. I know it.
Wait, was it your birthday yesterday?
Yeah, it was actually. But no, I don't tell people. Like, I don't like. I'm not a big birthday guy.
Happy birthday, Jordan.
Thank you, brother.
You know what? I dedicate my section to you.
His anger, super angered out section.
When I ranted and raved at Bethesda and Microsoft and PlayStation, I was like ranting and raving at you, buddy.
I mean, the best part was when you told me you got banned from Reddit, so I'm just honestly still riding that high, brother. Like nothing better than that.
It lives
Your birthday
today.
gift was him being banned from Reddit.
Well, no, it just makes me feel good to know that there's somebody else who gets repeatedly banned from something, because I get chat banned and banned from Rocket League like every single week.
Wait, Rocket League?
Yeah, I'm not the kindest person to talk to in Rocket League.
A fellow Redditor, huh?
It turns out it's not kosher to tell the other team to kill themselves constantly. So.
Yeah.
Learned that the hard way.
Fortnite, but you can't go to Rocket League.
I have a couple Smurf accounts, so I still play around it. So.
I got banned for telling someone to climb their ego and jump to their IQ on Reddit.
Jesus
so
Christ. That's so much more like like creative than what I do. That's honestly amazing.
Jordan's over here saying KYS.
Yeah, I mean that's all I drop in there, and then I get the chat ban, and then I actually take a screenshot and I post it, and I'm like, hell yeah, brother! Like I got another. Like it's just a badge of honor.
So to catch up with chat real quick, Lord of Old Frames actually made a good point. Uncanny Valley suggests that at some point there was a reason for humans to be afraid of something that looks human but isn't a human. That fits really well with Crook and Murder.
I don't want to talk about it too much because I am very susceptible to paranormal and stuff like this, and I'm not allowed to talk about this stuff after 10 o'clock.
You literally found like the one ghost in the forest.
I know, dude.
Everyone else was searching for it.
That shit sucked, dude. Yeah, and like it's so funny because you're like, you're so enthusiastic, and I'm just like, yo, I'm here having fun. I just want to hike through the woods at night, and then this fucking ghost, dude. Just that shit scares the fuck out of me, dude. I gotta stop looking at stuff.
Can you remind me to tell you the ghost story that happened at my work like several years ago? Tell you about that. It's actually kind of cool.
We should do an episode of Crook and Murder where we just collect ghost stories.
I got a lot, yeah.
Yeah, I'll join it if I can, if you want me to.
Is there other chat?
There is. Sieb says, I actually played Rocket League when I very first got my PC. And someone told me to throw my computer in the garbage, so I haven't played since. That sounds like Rocket League. It was probably Jordan.
Yeah. I don't say I wouldn't ever say anything that nice. So you probably
that nice.
Yeah, that's a little nice. Rocket League honestly just brings the worst person out of me. So it's very few games do that.
The only reason I will actually play Rocket League is because I actually spent money on it. Plus, Fortnite actually connects its cars to Rocket League, so you can actually get those cars once you buy them in Fortnite. But I bought Lightning McQueen in Rocket League.
I bought Lightning McQueen too, brother. I'm with you. There's nothing
like,
better than beating somebody in Rocket League and telling them the KYS while playing as Lightning McQueen. So it just such a good feeling. Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. That's pretty much just what it was.
Cool.
That's how I get with laser tag. Last time I went, I told a 6-year-old to fuck off. See,
Seriously?
yeah.
Right. Who said
Oh, I'd
that?
love to play
Seems.
laser tag with you if you're
Seems.
telling 6-year-old.
I'd just push the kid over and be like, "Psh, bap, you're dead."
No, I got a soft spot for like younger people. I wouldn't do that.
I do
I don't
too.
know. I think it's
You
because
know,
I was a coach, though. Like I couldn't say something like
that's
that.
why
If
I
it's
just
my
clotheslined them.
siblings,
If you're an
if it's my
adult, though, oh,
siblings,
go ahead.
or
Go ahead.
oh, if it's my siblings, then I'll completely do that. If it's not, I will be a little bit nicer.
I'm literally a daycare teacher. I'm allowed to be all mean at a little mean to them. Sometimes kids need a little bit of mean.
Yeah.
Just not your mean, Kenny. Just not your
Eh,
mean. Stand down.
You know what? That's true.
No, I
That's
agree
probably
with
true.
that though, because I mean, I don't know. Like you gotta have to. There's societal norms and stuff, and if people don't, if you disobey them or don't do them, people should kind of be like, "Yo, that was fucked up. Don't do that," right? But sometimes it's stern talking too. But yeah, let's carry this on.
Okay,
Is there anything else? Oh,
there's the Clone Wars. I got the Clone Wars, of course. The other show I haven't watched. Okay, don't judge me. Still getting to it. Yeah, I figured I'd add that to old talks. And then I put the most Star Wars thing ever on the next slide. And that's Darth Poole and Wolverine. It's coming out in 2 months in July. Can't wait for it.
Micah,
You know? What?
that's Ray Skywalker.
Yeah, I know. But that's why I'm
That's
happy with it because it's Deadpool messing with Ray's thing. I would like to see that.
that's not Wolverine.
wait, is this real? I think Wolverine's dead
No,
in the
it's not
bottom
real.
left corner.
This is just somebody drew this. I still
Oh,
found it
okay.
on the internet.
I thought this
I
was
was
real
like,
for a second. Like they were gonna release something like this. I was like, Marvel's truly fucking lost it. Like they have truly just.
yeah, well, the best part is Deadpool. I couldn't add this to the slide because the picture was actually like poster sized going upwards. And it actually shows the full picture shows Deadpool with a red lightsaber that's shaped like a gun.
Hell yeah. You know, I have high hopes for this film because my expectation. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. My expectations for the film are this: Deadpool and Wolverine for 2 hours just rip on each other. That's it. That's all I want. If it goes beyond that, perfect. But as
Have you
long
When
as
seen the
does
it
new
nail
clip
when does
for
it
it?
come out?
In July,
in July.
beginning
Okay.
of July.
Alright.
But there's actually this clip where it actually shows Deadpool landing onto Wolverine, and Deadpool's like, "Hold on, let me do this." Wolverine's like, "What are you doing down there?" He's like, "I'm trying to get my knife out of your ass." And Wolverine's like, "Oh," and then Deadpool stands up. He's like, Get your head out of my pants, dude." Wolverine's like, "Oh,
I hope it's good so that Hugh Jackman didn't ruin because I loved Logan's ending, so it's interesting.
Well, I
But
was like, okay, you're right. Logan was actually the best way they could have ended Wolverine.
yeah,
And there was really only one reason to bring back Hugh Jackman, and that would be a Deadpool. Now,
that's true.
they're circumventing it in a sense by making this not the same Wolverine.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's from a different multiverse.
Okay.
Well, the whole story concept supposedly is the TVA breaks into Deadpool's house. This is at least from what everybody has been saying. Tells Deadpool, "Hey, would you like to join an actual group of heroes?" Shows the Avengers and all that. And then they're like, "You know what? Your world's also ending." And then Deadpool's like, "What?" And then goes to find he finds Wolverine, whose world also supposedly ended. And he's like, "Dude, how do you stop your world from ending?" That's everyone. That's like the summary of what everybody's figured out so far through the trailers. So we
Okay.
don't entirely know how the storyline's gonna go, but that's so far what it's leading towards. That everybody has put together. So we don't even know if that's the actual storyline or not. But yeah,
Okay. Shit. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be. I mean, Ryan Reynolds does a good job. So.
yeah.
He nails it, and Disney apparently allowed them to go hard R. So it's like, as long as it sticks to the typical Deadpool guns, gore, and cuss words,
Yeah.
it'll be fine by me.
Well, yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with that, but the thing I'm also excited for is how much Deadpool's going to roast Disney and the fourth wall, breaking the fourth wall. That's gonna be fun.
I truly hope he does. Roast both them and Fox and pretty much everybody.
Yeah,
Like, nothing should be off the table. If you want to bring Kathleen Kennedy into it, I'm fully on board with that too.
yeah. So this is an exciting film to wait for. Okay, now I will move on to my last one for the special movie of the month, and that is Spaceballs. I've actually never watched this movie either,
What the
How can you make
fuck?
but
it
I
your
figure,
special movie? What, you
This is
can't
my
put so many
special.
things you've never watched in your.
okay, well, I can't like do other things because I decided to go full Star Wars this round. So I
Okay.
mean, yeah,
Okay. I feel you.
like Darth Pool and Wolverine. That's kind of like that. That's Star Wars, you know. So
Got you. That's how you put the twist on it.
I
Okay.
am.
I
Oh,
see why you did
I'm
what you
coming up
did.
there next week. We're gonna take a fucking day and watch some goddamn films. Spaceballs is 100% gonna be on there, especially if you've seen 4, 5, and 6. You have
well,
seen
you know
4,
what?
5, and
My
6, right?
12-year-old brother has actually seen it before me.
Um,
So yeah,
Micah, you remember that time when we sat down and watched the entirety of Lord of the Rings?
yes,
It's
it was
gonna be
actually
like
kind
that.
of fun.
So it's almost like these boomer movies are actually kind of good. We're gonna watch Spaceballs.
Okay, but yeah,
I,
that's it for me. Or well, sorry, Jordan.
no, you're good. No, cool. Yeah, I was gonna ask if the. So we'll move on.
No,
So I still haven't changed the date in here. So it's just gonna keep saying November over and over again.
I think that should
I'm
just be
I'm
a tradition. I think that should just be a
I'm
tradition.
honestly fucking amazed with myself. I add all these slides and try to generate content, and I keep fucking forgetting to change the fucking month.
Please keep
Um,
that date all the way up until
yeah,
November,
it's
and then
just gonna
change it.
stay. It's just
You
gonna
should
stay. It forever. It's gonna be November.
You know,
So
you
a
should be like
clock is
November 1999.
a clock is right twice a day, and Jordan's slide is right once a year.
once a year. Yeah, we'll do two
Jay
podcasts
Gaze.
in. Oh, what did Jay Gaze say?
Oh, he said, "Oh great, November again."
It's just a
Yeah,
rehash.
sorry. I'm just going over November stuff again. Well, it's because it was copied over. Okay, whatever. I have a bunch of excuses. So yeah, no, I actually went ahead and because I bought all of Invincible digitally, fuck, like 3 or 4 years ago, and I read about 36 chapters and then just stopped. Didn't stopped reading it. Um, And I finally decided, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna read all of it. So I just sat down one night and read probably like 40 or 50 chapters, and then the next night read the rest. And dude, I'm really excited to see the show because the show has already veered off a little bit and showed some other stuff. But they're, I really like the way the show's going. They changed some of the pacing up. But honestly, the comic is great. Like, if you like superhero stories, Invincible does a great job. You guys, neither of you have seen the show, have you?
Nope. All I know is that Fortnite has a cameo in it.
Yeah, of course it does. At
Listen,
this point,
Yeah.
Micah would take the time to watch Invincible or the
I
Star Wars
would.
prequels or Spaceballs or the Clone Wars.
Well, actually, Invincible, I've actually it's close. It's getting my list of shows is actually getting closer to Invincible as I finish more series
But
because
first he has to
Invincible has
rewatch.
actually interested me.
First he has to rewatch the entirety of Ninjago
and Tangled.
and
I got
Tangled.
halfway through that. You got halfway through Ninjago in about a week.
Which tells me you are fully capable of watching all these things, but you
He is fully
Yeah.
capable.
but you choose not
No,
to.
because it was on my mom's account.
Yeah,
Again, my
you wouldn't
brothers
want your
watch
you.
Ninjago every single day. So when you have
No,
little
you're
brothers that you've convinced to watch Ninjago, you literally watch the series probably actually all the series about 20 times
bro. I'm not able
in
to
a
convince
month.
anybody in my family to watch anything I watch, so that's pretty wild.
You know what? That's a good point. Convince your brothers to watch Frozen.
I mean,
I suffered with that.
I like
My
Frozen.
sisters.
Yeah, I was about to say, what's wrong with Frozen? I like Frozen.
I've only seen Frozen once though.
Frozen is a good movie. It's just my sisters loved it. That means every single day, every 2 hours, we would have to watch Frozen.
Sorry, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, they probably hear you talking about Ninjago or the Bad Batch every 2 hours. So I mean,
No, I
If-
don't talk to them about that stuff
See,
because every time I
Jay
talk to them
Gazes
about it now,
Jay Gazes proudly knows all the words because he said, if you've had daughters, you know all the words too. You know,
and if you have sisters, you know all the words.
well then
That
you should
movie
be
has been
excited about
engraved
it like
in my
Jay
memory.
Gazes is.
And then I had a nightmare that Leonardo frozen ice because of Elsa when I was younger.
Well then just bring him back with tears. That's how Disney taught us.
oh yeah.
Okay,
So
sorry,
we're
we
gonna.
derailed Jordan.
I'm reeling this in. Yeah. No, but overall, it's the comics are awesome. It's crazy. The comics started. You. This is nuts, Crook. Invincible Chapter 1 came out before The Walking Dead did.
Really?
Yeah, Invincible is
Wow.
older
I've
than The
actually never
Walking
watched
Dead
The
comics.
Walking Dead either.
It's
But
older than the comics, not the show. It's literally older than the Walking Dead comics, and it ran all the way to 2018. Invincible literally ended 6 years ago.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and it was kind of nuts, and it's nuts to read the first volume all the way to 2018. But for anybody who's watched it in here, all my homies hate fucking show Amber. So this is the same character, but the one on the right is Amber in the show, and the one on the left is Amber in the comics. This is like Mark's first girlfriend in the series, and the one on the right, they did something weird, dude. They essentially Mark's always having to ditch out on dates and stuff like that to go be a fucking superhero. And the Amber on the left is like, what the fuck? Mark's always ditching on me. Like he must be cheating on me and stuff. And
Peter Parker
Amber on
moment.
the right does the same thing. What'd you say?
Peter Parker moment.
Yeah, basically. And then he does end up telling them, "Hey, I'm a superhero." And the one on the left goes, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry for how much of an asshole I've been to you about this." The one on the fucking right is like, "I don't give a fuck. I figured that shit out, and you're just an asshole. Like you need to prioritize our relationship." And she literally tries to compare working in a fucking soup kitchen to stopping fucking asteroids from hitting the planet, or
Seriously?
Mark fucking there are constantly things trying to destroy Earth in the show, and Mark is stopping it. And essentially she's like, well, you just don't prioritize me. And so that's one change they made.
Prioritize?
Yeah,
Bitch, if I didn't stop the goddamn meteor, there wouldn't be a fucking soup kitchen.
Yeah, exactly.
Not gonna lie, if she did that and I was a hero, that's when I'd turn to the dark side and just whack.
Yeah. Well, and what's funny is there is actually a multiverse in Invincible as well. But they didn't copy anybody because that shit came out in like 2003. So Invincible basically invented the multiverse, by the way. So just so you guys know, that's original content I just came up with. So
Wait, in
before anybody goes,
2003?
dude, they fucking the
You have to
Angstrom,
argue with that?
the
Because
Angstrom
Marvel came up with the multiverse way before that.
when
Stanley.
in 2003. Oh, with the
No, like,
comics? Is
yeah, the
there
comics.
multiverse comics in the like old
Isn't
comics?
there?
Oh, this guy doesn't even know. You're just saying
What the
shit.
fuck? Look.
Are there?
Actually, the string theory was first conceived in the late 1960s.
Nah, I would believe it though. I bet you there is some Marvel. I bet you the multiverse did exist before. So you're
Sorry, I
right.
just had to have my Kenny moment, you know? I gotta
No,
pull out that
you're
Kenny
right
moment.
because they probably copied it because there is like a moment in Invincible where they actually do a bunch of cameos of like there's a character in Invincible that can open up portals, and he's a villain, and he sends Mark to these other like these other alternate realities, and so like there's a fake Spider-Man fighting like a fake Doc Ock, and
The funny thing is that was actually supposed to be Spider-Man, but then Marvel and Disney was like, nah. And so, well, no, it was Sony that was like, nah.
yeah,
Like, it was one of the Disney or Sony was like, no, you're not allowed to put Spider-Man in there. I'm sorry.
yeah.
And then there
Well,
was like a fan-made animation about it that they actually included Spider-Man into it.
yeah, well, and it's funny because a lot of the characters in Invincible, like they have a character called Darkwing, and he's basically Batman. But yeah, but overall, all my homies hate show Amber, fucking hate her.
I already hate her.
I'm glad to see her gone. Yeah, but yeah, that's one of the biggest changes they made. They also like made a character gay early, which is kind of funny because I was really confused about it because I was like, why do they make this character gay in the show? And then like later on in the comic, it's like, oh yeah, actually, I was just suppressing it. So I thought that was weird but I was like, oh, I guess it is from the comics. Because a lot of people were upset about that. And it's like, well, just read the comics a little bit further, buddy.
Well,
Like,
did the
they didn't change
comics
anything.
make him gay because of the show?
No, the show came out in 2020.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they just did what typically shows do, and that shuffle events around.
They've definitely shuffled events around, but honestly, Robert Kirkman does it in a good way. I'm glad he shuffled some things around because it makes the story kind of flow a lot better. Like it's crazy, Invincible season 1 actually like a lot of the stuff that happens, it takes place in like the first 30 chapters. But the crazy part is the big twist in Invincible season 1, which I'm not going to ruin because like I don't want to ruin it. People should just go watch the show. Happened like on like chapter 9, which I was like, holy shit! Like the season, the show took the entire season to do this big arc, and I think it's because like Kirkman didn't see it as like a big deal when he did in the comics, and then later on realized like, oh, this is a fucking really big deal. Like we should probably make this happen a little bit later. So yeah, go check it out. Anybody who's watched the show knows what I'm talking about. But do you guys have any questions or anything? Like
No.
Nope.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so this has been one of the sleeper shows. Like I did not know I would like this show as much as I have because I thought this is just a simple dungeon cooking show. And honestly, if you like D&D, you should watch this show. It's amazing. It talks about basically like these dungeons as being like ecosystems, but it's also a lot darker than I thought it would be too, and it's got a lot of fan service in it, which people really love. And you'll see a little bit. There was like it broke anime Twitter and Reddit with like a scene in like episode 17. People were like, "Bro, what the fuck?" Like they
Wait,
didn't have to go this hard. What? Oh, go ahead.
what type of what fan service? How do you mean?
Fan service. Fan service. If you ever hear anybody talking about fan service in anime, it's titties and ass.
Okay,
So
so where's the
yeah,
show at?
yeah, it's on Netflix,
What
dude.
episode is
Dude,
this?
it's episode 17. Dude, it's so good. It's a slight spoiler, so anybody who doesn't want to be spoiled a little bit, like people who've never watched the show won't even recognize it and won't even remember it probably when they find. But like anybody who's currently watching, if you have not gotten to episode 17, turn away for like a minute or so, okay?
Yeah, guys.
But essentially, one of the characters like becomes a chimera, and she's like, it's funny because when she comes down, she like hits the ground and her boobs just like go up and down, and like all of anime Twitter is like, what the fuck? Why did they need to animate this so fucking well? Like why did they do that?
Okay,
And so it's
To drag somebody like Kenny into it.
does
basically
does Netflix have like slow motion? Like, can you do it at like 0.5 speed?
you can honestly
Actually-
just look it up. People have
Asking
already
for a
slow
friend.
mode it.
Actually, funny enough, I'm pretty sure on the phone it is.
Okay, so I gotta look this up on the phone.
But I'm gonna go past it because I don't want to spoil it for anybody who wants to watch it. But yeah, like honestly, check out Delicious in Dungeon. It's so much more than just like some simple cooking show. It's dark as fuck. Like I've been really hyped, and honestly, I just started randomly watching one day. I was just like, "That's on fucking Netflix," and then I'm like, "Oh, the show's comforting. Like I'm gonna watch this show because it's comforting." And then after like episode 8 or 9, you're like, "Oh fuck, this is pretty dark." Like they're
I
doing
love
dark
when
magic
shows
and
do that.
resurrecting people. Yeah, and I love dark shows. Like I'm Berserk fan. But yeah, is there anything in chat by the way?
Phoebes is says in air quotes, asking for a friend.
Yeah, because he wants. They want to know. If
Also,
he can slow down that part. It's weird. I was like, okay, weirdo, but I'll ask this question. Sure.
Yeah.
Wait, so Jordan, is the slide before the bear slide the same? Or no?
So this one?
The one with the lady with wings.
Yeah, what about her?
Is that like the scene you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, well, no,
yes and no. Yes and no. I'll send you a video after this, okay? And then all of a sudden, and this will be the first anime I get Micah to watch because it has fan service. So,
no, actually,
yeah.
I was interested before with like the whole cooking thing, and it's actually been like.
But now that it has tits and ass in it, it's a 9 out of 10.
Before my Netflix was canceled, I actually had it as on my list because I was like, you know what, fine. Listen,
Yeah.
Jordan.
It's good, and also like if your mom were to watch it, she could potentially like it.
I mean, she'd have to literally watch 17 episodes.
It's not overly sexual. It's not like Cyberpunk. It's definitely not overly sexual.
My entire family upstairs, because right now I'm in the basement, hates anime besides Pokemon. So
that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you are in Montana though, so that makes sense.
I also hated anime for a while until like 2 years ago when I first started watching Ruby.
It's so funny to me that people dislike anime. Like I don't know. It's a crazy thing, but I get it. I guess
I've seen plenty of fan service anime, and I can say that a lot of it, it measures in quality, but they're generally pretty good.
I prefer my animes without a lot of fan service, to be honest.
I actually just skip straight to the fan service part.
Yeah, like I understand it exists because sex sells, but like, like my favorite animes do not have any fan service in them for the most part. Like JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. Unless you consider like big bulky men fan service. I guess it just depends.
Would you say that Cowboy Bebop has fan service because of Faye Valentine?
Yes, that is fan service.
Okay.
Yeah, personally, I would prefer the without the fan service in shows just because.
I used to
I like
hate
to find
it. Oh, go
what?
ahead. Go ahead.
I just like to find a show that's just like I can watch whatever, like in public. When you have fan service, it's like people could look over your shoulder and it's like, what are you watching?
Yeah,
It's like,
but think
oh,
about this, man. You watch Transformers, there's fucking fan service. You got Megan Fox fucking
oh yeah.
basically almost naked on top of a car, but nobody bats an eye, right? They're
See,
like, this is normal.
This is the
But
argument that you have on the bus that make people start to slowly back away from you.
yeah, now if you watch a show like Devilman Crybaby, where there's literally people fucking in it on the bus, I actually told my friends she should watch it, and she downloaded it for an airplane ride. Like she was flying, and she was like, "Why the fuck did you tell me to download this show for my airplane, dude?" Like, and it's a super weird show. But yeah, no, but I feel you. I used to hate fan service because I saw it as like kind of like holding animation back, like because I'm like I can't tell my family to watch this. But as I've gotten older, I'm like, you know what? I can appreciate the art. Like this is what some people want to draw.
You know,
They can draw it.
honestly, look, I'm on Jordan's side. I hate fan service too. Okay, I am not. I'm not. You know what? I'm totally against it. Jordan, exactly what point in the episode does this occur? So I can bookmark it
So
and make
you
sure
can
that I skip it.
probably in like the first. It's like maybe between 5 and 10 minutes. So I
Okay,
got you, man.
I will find it tonight and make sure that it's just completely
You're an
blocked.
you're an animal. Well, do you guys have any questions about fan service or Delicious in Dungeon?
No?
Okay, keep checking chat for me. Since I can't pull it up. Thanks, guys.
Lord of All Frames says it's the fans, honestly. Since you said check that.
Yeah, yeah. The fans want it. A lot of people want it. Like when I went to anime conventions, I was actually rather surprised how many people showed up for like the hentai panels. Like you'd see people fucking lined out. I was not at them. I simply was walking through the hall and saw how many people were there. Okay.
So how many
Okay.
times did you see Kenny in those lines?
Oh, Kenny would have been at the front.
Yeah,
Um,
I know how to cut most lines. I'm pretty good at it.
I'm gonna
Well, I
move.
mean, you're short enough to do it. Nobody
Listen,
notices you.
listen,
Hey,
guys.
don't attack a man's stature.
Hashtag life hack. Okay, first of all,
Yeah.
it works in your favor to be a hobbit, not a fucking towering goddamn ant. All right, Micah.
I hate to bring it
Second
to you,
of
but
all,
you're not a hobbit. You're
second of all, if you ever want to cut a line, this is how you do it. First, actually, it was mostly beer lines that I was really good at cutting. But you go up to them and you start talking to the person. Like, what was that? Okay. How did I do it? I would go up there and I'd start talking to the person in front. The person I was going to cut would be the person in front of me. I'd be like, hey, man, how's the concert going? And they'd be like, blah, blah, blah. And then I'd be like, blah, 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 blah. And then this happened once. Usually, the person behind you, the person you just cut, assumes you're with that person and is too polite to say anything. One time, I got called out. One time. There was a guy behind me, and he was like, hey, I don't think you're his friend. I'm pretty sure you're cutting the line. And that's when I was like, Weezer isn't coming to this goddamn concert today? They fucking canceled? And then everybody around me who was drunk was like, yeah, fuck this bullshit. Weezer was supposed to be here. And it started an uproar. And then the guy was like, you know what? That was pretty smooth. You can stay. That's
actually kind of funny that you did that.
That's how you cut a line.
Okay. Okay. I don't know when I'm gonna use that, but I appreciate it. The master class. You should hit up master class and offer that as a course.
I hate that Kenny didn't teach me this when I was in middle school and elementary school. Like, come on, man.
You didn't need it. What were you gonna cut? The fucking cafeteria line?
It can't be taught. It can't be taught, really, though. It's instinct. It's nature.
Listen, man. One
You
must
have to be born
first
with it.
learn how to talk to people.
the best food at lunch in elementary and middle school was when you were in the front of the line.
I
It was a
mean,
fight for the front of the line. That's where the best food was,
if
okay?
you're fighting for shitty pizza, if you're fighting to get shitty pizza faster, at the end of the day, you're still getting shitty pizza. Micah, you use these skills for much better things. I can
Oh,
show
trust me,
you
I'm
the
gonna use.
way.
Now that you've told me that, I'm gonna use that at DEF CON.
Yeah, I think you should. Also, um,
Flirt with girls.
other hashtag life hack: waffle cones without ice cream in them make a very good waffle cookie.
You're just now figuring that out?
Moving on.
They do. They do. Okay, I'm taking back over. So a new anime came out called Garuden, based off of a manga. But are you all right, Micah?
Oh no, my computer just fell off my bed. We're good.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. But I checked out the first episode because I really enjoy animes that kind of have more realistic choreography for like fighting, like judo, jujitsu. It's okay. I mean, literally the main character kills a bear in like the first 10 minutes. So I was like, okay, this is definitely not going to be a more realistic one. And he like fucking uses a judo throw on it. That was fucking nuts. And I was like, this is cool, but I don't know. It's honestly, the internet is like, yeah, this isn't very good. I didn't think so either. It's kind of weird. They animate the animals really well. Like all the animals in the show are really good looking, and all the fucking characters look like shit. And I'm like, this guy must really like drawing animals in nature. Um, so it's just strange. I should have honestly included like a picture of his face. He looked like it just looks honestly weird, and also like the English voice acting is bad. I mean that's usually the case, but like it's really bad in this one. There was points where I was just like he would kind of like talk about his inner wolf, and I was like, this is so fucking cringy.
He's
Like
the alpha.
almost, dude. Like I expected his head to like fucking turn into a werewolf, like the fucking Snapchat filter,
You know
and
what?
start talking about how he's Sigma and shit.
I've got
But
down here in Utah, they actually have AlphaCon. It's like a legitimate con you can go to that's supposed to quote unquote teach you how to be an alpha. And it only cost somewhere in the $2,000 fucking range to attend.
Is it for furries?
well,
I'm
that's
confused.
no, it's not.
Doing stuff for first. Micah,
But
how sheltered were you growing up? Okay, I'm sorry. We're derailing Jordan. Jordan.
Jordan looks
I
like his
kind of
mind
wanted to
broke.
know what you meant by that. Like, is not knowing about furries sheltered or?
How does he know about furries, but he hasn't seen the fucking Star Wars prequels?
Well, okay, that's because TikTok. Like, I know Micah's on the furry
Everywhere.
side of TikTok. Like,
No,
I
no,
know
no.
Micah. I know
I'm on the
Micah well
furry
enough.
side. I'm on the furry side where it shows a giant hunking dude in armor holding a minigun, literally lighting up
Hell
furries.
yeah.
That's the
Okay.
side I'm on.
You
Okay.
know what,
I'm honestly glad to hear that, Micah.
Micah? If you're a furry, I love and respect your decision. I just so you know, I'm here for you, buddy.
What?
Well, honestly, Mike, I would just take that as a win that he would still love you even if you were a furry.
But not like in a weird way.
No, he
Like
wouldn't
I
love
would just
me. He would
accept
be
your
like,
furriness.
Disclaimer: there's nothing wrong with furries. If you want to be a furry, be a furry. Like, be yourself. That's best advice here. Is just be who you want to be, brother.
You be
As long as it
you.
doesn't affect somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, essentially, I think the show's probably bad. I'm probably not going to keep watching it. But I'm reporting about it here. My next one is Kaiju number 8, and I talked about this before because I was pretty hyped for it, and this shit's good. This is good. Check it out if you like. There's really no mechs, which I was kind of hoping because there's Kaiju, but there's not a bunch of mechs because I fucking love mechs. But it honestly still scratches that itch. They essentially wear armor that's made out of kaiju that allows them to like kind of harness a power depending on how attuned they are to it. And it's pretty good. I'm enjoying it. How it starts out is the main character is essentially like a kaiju cleaner. Like as soon as like the fucking squads have killed the kaiju, they have a cleaning crew that goes in to actually break them down, sell their body parts and whatnot, and repair the city. And so he's a kaiju cleaner that wants to become a kaiju hunter. He like failed the exams in the beginning. They don't actually really say why, which is weird now that I'm thinking about it. But he ends up saving one of his fellow cleaners, and he's in a hospital, and like a little like mosquito looking kaiju comes out of nowhere. It was like hiding on him, and it ends up like going in his mouth, and he becomes like a human kaiju hybrid. But I don't want to say more. Like that all happened in the first episode, so I'm not ruining too much. But it's really good. It's kind of like one of those shows where it's like the main character's hiding a secret, um, and whatnot, and he's kind of conflicted, and because if he shows the kaiju hunters, they're most likely gonna fucking just lock him up and experiment on him forever. So it's like that.
You got okay. So to catch you up on chat, Lord of
Oh
Old
shit.
Doorframe says it's the fans that push people away from anime. What's your thoughts on that?
Fans that push people away from anime?
No, it's the fan. Okay, so
Oh, it's the fans that push people. Yes, 100%, 100%. Because most anime fans are fucking weird.
dude, I remember going to college, like community college, and I'd go down, and there was this cafeteria underneath. I was like, sweet, the great place to just sit down and eat my lunch, whatever the fuck. And I'd sit down, and there would always be these group of anime nerds in the corner that'd be like yelling, "I choose you, Pikachu," and shit like that at each other while throwing Pokeballs or whatever the fuck they were doing over there. And I'm like, what the fuck? But it's not like, how do I put this? Separate the fans from the show. You know? It's the same obsessiveness, like, if all I fucking do is talk about Diablo, it's the same goddamn vein. It's like, this is their life. We each have different peculiarities and likes. Like Mike is a furry, and you know what? That's okay because we should
Nick,
all accept.
Kenny is a furry.
We should all accept each other. Also, Jay Gazes says the show is pretty good.
Hell yeah. If
Oh,
Gazes
and
says
Steve
it's good,
says,
it's
imagine being a
certified
furry,
good.
like Micah.
Yeah,
What?
Kenny, why are you being a furry?
I guess I could check out the furs.
If you've ever been attracted to Kiriko, you're a furry.
Okay, first of all,
Okay.
yes, I would pay to see that. Second of all, I guess you know what? There's probably an allure to being a furry because there's the anonymity of it, right? Like
it sounds like you're about to give me like a doctorate speech. Like you're like using big words that I can barely understand.
I have thought of all avenues of porn at one point documentaries at one point in my life. Okay?
He's even looked at documentaries of Pokemon, like Pikachu.
Yes, Misty's a mega babe.
No, just Pikachu. I'm talking about Pikachu.
Why would I just look at Pikachu naked?
Okay. I'm
we're
bringing
moving
it
on.
back. I can't have you guys talking about Pikachu naked. That's where I draw the line.
Well, isn't he technically naked?
Listen, Misty is not a child in the later episodes. Also, I grew up with Misty. So technically, when I found her, I'm not going into this. We're moving on.
Actually, funny enough, she hasn't grown up because if Ash hasn't grown up, she hasn't grown up.
What are you talking about?
Oh
How
my
old is
god. Okay,
Misty?
we're stopping. Actually, you know what? She's a gym leader, so I think she might be
She's
older.
a fucking
but
gym leader. Misty's age. Okay, but move on. I'll figure out the answer to this. Okay, never mind. Nope, she is not. I retract everything I've said. Let's move on.
See, that's the adult thing to do, though. You've learned new information and you've changed your opinion. That's how it should be. So there's 7 episodes are out so far. There's gonna be 12 in the first season. Pretty good. Check it out if you like monsters. So, the next thing I'm talking about, so Demon Slayer, season 4 just began on what, May 12th this month, and so we're starting with the Hashira training arc. At this point, it's funny. I'm not jumping at the bit to watch it just yet. I'm gonna wait a little bit, but the animation is always great. I was trying to remember. I saw something crazy the other day, and they spend an insane amount of money per episode. Like, it is definitely one of the more expensive animated shows, but it really does show. Um, it's cool. I also learned that all the movies that have come out for it, so like Mugen Train, the one that came out like several years, all the movies have been rated R, which I'm fucking glad with, because it kind of fights that whole thing of like animation is for kids sort of argument, because that shit was rated R in theaters for all 3 of them. And moving on to that, kind of segueing on the movie portion, once again they released another movie that was just basically like the last 2 episodes of the previous season, and then like 1 new episode. And so people were fucking pissed about that. I mean, I learned my lesson when I went there, and then it is in the fucking fine tune, the description. It's literally like it is 2 episodes and then just 1 new one. But people were all fucking irate, like, what the fuck? I paid good money for this. This is expensive. Like, acting like they paid like $100 or something. But I don't know. I get it, but it's like, read the description, brother. And I think the reason why people get so confused about it is because the first movie that did come out was like a brand new 2 hours of content that they ended up taking and putting into episodes later on. So I don't know why they changed it up, but who the fuck knows? But yeah, do you guys have any questions on that?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. I'm passing.
Although, I just want to say, Pokemon Trainer, like Pokemon.
You guys,
I'm not touching this with a 10-foot pole.
yeah, we're not talking
we're
about that.
moving this.
Yeah,
We are
Micah, you're
moving
18
past.
now, buddy. So
Okay,
laws
I
apply
just
to
want to
you.
put it out there. I'm young.
No, but and the last thing I wanted to say about that though is they have covered what the Hashira training arc ends with chapter 136 in the books, and they have 205 chapters total. So they're a little more than halfway done. So I think we'll probably see 2 more seasons of Demon Slayer, and then maybe a movie, like an actual fresh content movie. But yeah, cool. So the next thing I'm talking about is, I brought this to you guys actually like a couple months ago when this first got announced. Go Go Loser Ranger. It's kind of a weird name, but the manga was actually called Ranger Rejects. So I don't know why they like decided to change it. Like, Go Go Loser Ranger isn't exactly a better name. But so when I brought it to you guys initially, I thought, oh, they just like forced these like low class villains to perform like an event every week to show how amazing the Dragon Keepers were. That's what the Rangers are called. And yes, they are based off of the Power Rangers.
Okay, yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
this is so
100%.
familiar.
But what's cool is this show is getting dubbed as kind of like uh anime The Boys, because, well, I know The Boys was a comic too, but manga The Boys, whatever, because, oh, I can hear myself. Thanks, Micah.
What?
So I could hear myself for a second there, so I was coming through one of your mics. But
What did you say? Thanks, Micah. Hold on a sec.
you guys are killing my flow.
Listen,
Jesus
I haven't
Christ!
said anything in a while.
Why? Why? Please just let
I'm
me
trying to let you
finish.
do your thing.
God.
Just
No,
listen.
but
Stop destroying
I
Jordan's
know.
flow.
Yeah,
So
Kenny.
what the show is actually about is essentially the Dragon Keepers killed off all the fucking head honchos of like the enemies of the Power Rangers. Like, like all like the fucking like Zordon and all. Well, Zordon's the fucking like the good one, isn't he? In Power Rangers. I
Zordon?
don't
I don't
know.
know. I've never seen him.
You never seen Power Okay, fuck it. We're not going down this route. That's a show I kind of would have thought you'd seen some of them. Like, I don't know. That
the
seems like
newer
down
movie. That's it.
like Ninjago's kind of a little bit based off of like one of the Power Rangers seasons. Like, I don't know. Okay, we're gonna continue on. So they essentially killed off all the bosses, and then they just had the fucking lowly like henchmen, and the henchmen can change shape, and so they're like, okay, guys, we've killed your fucking bosses. We're gonna kill you unless you put on a weekly battle. Like, you guys come to us to this arena and fight us, and so that we can keep this like facade that the war is still going on, so that we can keep power over this society.